Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. And as you can see, I have been a busy beaver. I had a whole bunch of rusty hunks of junk in here before, and these are all done, so I can get all of them out of here. These ones are kind of disappointing, actually. I mean, that one over there I'm going to keep. I decided I was going to keep this one. I haven't decided if I want to change the color on it or not, because usually I like cars I keep to be red, but I'm kind of fond of this color right now. This car is worth $101,000. This one over here is also a 65 Mustang, and it is, let's see, GT350 clone. Oh look, it's worth about the same. 101,251. Was that the same number? I think it was. No, not quite. A little bit less. But internally, this is the exact same car as that one. The only difference is it has different rims, and it has some slightly different body parts, like the front end. You can see over there the front end is different. It has the additional lights inset inside the grille, and this one doesn't have it. It also doesn't have it has a different style bumper, and it doesn't have a bumper in the back, which looks really weird. Whereas this one does have a bumper, front and back. But other than that, it's the exact same engine as that one. And you can't even change the engine for something else. So this one was kind of disappointing to put together, because there was nothing about it that was different from that one, really. And it is worth a decent amount of money, though, so at least it's going to be worth that. Get this out of here. Now this other one, this 2005 convertible, and this one is, no, this is what? Mustang convertible stance, and it's got all the GT 500 badging. And it had, let's see, a different gas cap cover here, different wheels, that's about it. It has a V8, just a normal V8. It's not supercharged or anything. Underneath, the exhaust doesn't connect, the drive shaft doesn't connect. That's kind of annoying. But this one is remarkably poor value. 41,000, and 8,000. It's like barely 50,000, I think. Yeah, not even 50,000. So that's kind of disappointing. I mean, it looks okay. I don't mind putting it out the door like this, but 50 grand is not the kind of thing that I'm looking for. And finally, this ludicrous thing here. This, of course, is the Pagani Zonda, and this one is entirely done. This is the Zonda Revolution, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember if there's a different Zonda or not. Just a regular Zonda. But anyway, this car is worth $600,000 and change. It also has a it also has a 1,400 horsepower engine in it. It came with all slick tires, and you would have to do this with slick tires, otherwise it would be utterly undrivable. But since I have done one of these, I went back through my videos, and I did do one of these not too long ago. So I didn't want to fool with it so close to the last time. So I'm just going to flush this. I'm just going to shoot this one out the door. I do like the color. I do like it's kind of a burgundy red. But then I like anything that's even red adjacent. So let's go ahead and get rid of this one. This one will be a nice payday. $621,000 for that car. And I want to move this one to the parking. I may pull it out later, decide if I want to change the color or not, but for now I just want to stash it. So now we can go to the junkyard and hopefully find something else interesting to work on. Okay, here we are. There's something there. There's something there. That is a Mini. This is not a bad car. We might do this if there's nothing else. What else is here? It looks like another Mustang over there. And what are you? Sakura Moon. It's an in-game car. I haven't actually seen this one in a while. What else have we got? Oh, this is that same one that I just sold that was only $49,000. Not doing another one of them. Porsche 928. This is a nice car. I like this car. Might do that. There's another Mini Cooper over there. Celica. And a Flemmo. This is the same as the other one. Might go ahead and grab both of them. And you are a Cape. So the pickings are a little bit slim. I think we're gonna get the 2 Mini Coopers and the other, and we'll buy the 928 also. We'll go ahead and do both of these at the same time. Might as well make it worth our while. Only 19 grand for that car. And the 928 this is one that's not particularly valuable, but I'm a fan of the 928. I like this car a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. We'll probably have to shuffle the cars around a little bit once we get back, because I want to have the 2 Mini Coopers on the same lifts, on the lifts next to each other. That one was 16 grand. I think they were about the same. Okay, so we didn't actually spend a whole lot. Those cars weren't particularly valuable, so let's go see what we can do with them. Okay, here we are. So I'm going to move this car to B, and move this car to C. And we will go through and clean them all up. I think these two are the same color. Yeah, they're the same. Looks to me like they're the same. Whoops. Looks to me like they're the same factory color. Yeah, I think they are. Okay, now let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and rip the body parts off. I'm not going to actually do a whole lot of work on this one right now. Just want to get it cleaned up. It doesn't have a whole lot of body parts anyway. Oh, it does have this thing here. I think I'm too far away. Yeah, there isn't one on that side. Is there one over here? Yes, there is. put those back on. Fan housing B. And I think that they used the 964 seats and everything. No, that's not the steering wheel though. Steering wheel rollet. I think that looks kind of. Well, it doesn't look awful. Steering wheel rollet is, where is it? That one? I should look up a picture of a 928 and see what the steering wheel actually looks like. But I think what I want to do is give it this one. Probably not completely appropriate to the car, but I don't care. Oops, I shouldn't have bought that. It has a different set of headlights. You can put headlights in because the default is to the headlights in the retracted position, and you can put the headlights in so that they are what the hell's the word I want? So that they're extended as opposed to retracted. I had a choice and I chose the wrong one. this is one that doesn't have any. It doesn't have any exhaust parts, because they're all part of the model. Alright, so this car, we're going to leave that where it sits for now. I just wanted to make it not be a rust bucket. So now we need to strip these ones down. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is a nice one. You don't have to clip the cover on it because it's got bolts on it. I like that. I spotted that because I saw the scratches. I was like, that's a body part. So we don't have any exhaust pieces to worry about. That I think is attached to the... I'll probably have to go ahead and take that off now. I think that needs to come off before the engine can come out anyway, since it's attached to the turbo. Alright, let's do the other one. That'll make these go together easily, since they don't have any exhaust parts to worry about. Have to remember that was seat 10, fabric B. I want to put the same seat back in it because it looks right with the model. I hate these. That's the only thing I don't like is the Matchbox car underside here. And there was something up front that I wanted to get off to. Yeah, this thing. Come on. I was in mount mode. And actually, now that I think about it, there was an intercooler over here on this car too. I want to go ahead and get that off. Alright, so let's go ahead and buy body parts now. And we need 2 of everything. And I didn't buy the seats. I thought about it, talked about it, and I didn't buy them. So it was seat 10, leather seat 10, fabric B, or this one. Okay, that one is 100%. Let's go ahead and shoot this over here. And let's assemble this one. That's not what I wanted. Well, that'll do, I guess. You can see there, it's got the exhaust pipes molded as part of the bumper, so it doesn't need to have exhaust pipes under the car, which I would prefer to do, though. I just think it doesn't look right without having exhaust pipes running back from the engine. It just doesn't seem complete without it. I think that's everything there too. No. What have I not put on? Oh, that's what I see it. Okay doke. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm changing the livery and I see nothing changing on the car. I don't have any particularly strong feelings about the color, so I'm going to leave it like this. 217.96.55. I wonder if the other one is the same. Yep, it is exactly the same color. We just bought, like, it's like these two cars rolled off the production line right after each other. So these ones should end up being pretty simple. That's I'm just gonna rip everything off of both cars at once. And it's got the suspension on rear end, so there's going to be an absolute metric ton of bushings to do between the two of them. It's 32 bushings between each. Actually, it makes perfect sense. Then I know that there are 16 bushings in one of these rear ends, and it's evenly split between small and regular. So two of these rear ends will be 32 bushings. 16 small and 16 regular, so that will be pretty simple. Of course, throwing in the... Whoops, need to take this off. I think what I'm going to do is I will break out and buy all the bushings and stuff for the rear end. Actually, what I'm going to do, rather than just separating everything all at once, I think I'll just separate the two rear ends and simplify my life a little bit, because when I have an absolute ton of parts in my inventory, it gets really hard to keep track of what's what, and what I need and what I need and what I don't need. As I like to keep my inventory under control, I don't like to have a whole lot of extra stuff floating around in there that doesn't need to be there. And I like to get rid of junked parts right away rather than having that stuff gumming things up. So what I'm going to do is do this. Yeah, I was just contemplating taking everything off the chassis of both of these cars. Just having a huge mound of junk in my inventory, and that's not going to work for me. So I'm going to just do the rear ends. I might change these rims too. Oh, I keep forgetting I have to get that hub bearing out of there. Are these sport tires? They are. I thought they were standard tires for a second. The only time I ever use standard tires is if it's a customer order and they need to have the tires changed, and that's what they came with. I don't give them any I like never give customer orders anything that's a performance part or a plus part. It's all just standard stuff. Okay, cool. Now we have to start going through and clearing things out. So I already figured out that I'm going to have 32 bushings to deal with, and I'm going to need 16 of each. Okay, so let's get rid of the brakes. Yeah, these are all. This is also good too because this way I don't have to remember to get the different discs. Because I'll just be getting rear brakes. So that's 4 of everything except for the ventilated discs, because those are going to go on the front. And for the suspension, let's get the sway bars out of here. Rear sway bar A. Two of those and 4 of these. And I'm going to need hubs and springs. Let's see here. So it's going to be 4 each. Wheel hub 3 and a rear wheel hub. So 4 rear wheel hubs, 4 of those, 4 of those, and 4 of those. And now we want to get rid of the springs, because that's all junk. Shock absorber A. Okay, so 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of those, and where's the spring cap? 4 of those. Now the rest of this stuff should be suspension arms and cross members. I'm probably not going to be able to repair all this crap, but let's see. Okay, 3 Bs and 2 As. And I saw the rear suspension cross member there. Rear suspension arms, 2 of these, and there was a knuckle. Knuckle A. Okay, so these are 18-inch wheels. We need to think about this now. I'm actually kind of partial to this right here for this car. I think the black would look good against the blue. Give it a shot. And these are all 225, 45, 18. Sorry about that, the camera got away from me there for a second. I try to not have herky-jerky camera movements, but for some reason it kind of ran away there. Is that the last one? Yeah, it's the last one. So 225, 45, 18. I got the right size, so the old rims can go away. Whoa. Didn't really expect it to do that. I guess I should have expected it, though. I know how this game handles camera movements. Ah, jeez. That gas tank is really in the way where it is. That looks pretty good. I may take one of these cars and I may take one of these cars back to the paint shop and lighten it up a bit, make it a lighter blue, and see how that sets off the wheel. I just realized, I'm looking at this now, and I'm quite certain that I didn't put any bushings in that other cross member. That's going to cause a problem. I have to go back and fix that. It's like the suspension arm doesn't stick out far enough. The wheel goes on and you can't see it anymore. I think what I need to do is put the suspension on first before the arm. Put the suspension arm on first before the wheel goes on. I didn't put that sway end link on. I always try to do that first because once all these suspension arms go in, it starts to get a little bit crowded in there. Okay, let's go back over here. Yep, I totally see I didn't put any of those bushings on there. I would have finished the car up and looked at the status and it would have been like condition 96%. And I'd be like, what the hell did I do? And then it would have been, oh, I can't believe I waited this long. At least I got it though before I got too far ahead of it. And that should be, don't need that. I have an extra roller, but I'm sure I'll use that somewhere in here. Nope, that's not what I meant to click on. Come back here. Thank you. There's a nice view inside the rusty rim there, right? Let's see here. I think this is one of those weird transmissions that like wraps around the end of the engine. take a look at this real quick. I think this engine is just yep, it's a crankshaft and a block, and that's all. At least it's front, what is it, front shock absorber A instead of having the double wishbone, because that means there's going to be 4 fewer bushings that we need to get. There will only be 8 per car, 4 in the crossmember and 4 for the 2 lower suspension arms. So we will need to get 16 bushings, and they'll all be the regular ones. So that'll make things a little bit easier. This engine is more complete. This engine has more to it than the other one. You can see, I see the alternator and the timing cover and the turbo. There's a lot more to this engine than the other one. Of course, we're going to be throwing away a lot of it because we're going to upgrade everything that's upgradable. And some of this stuff, like there's a roller there that's garbage, and that crankshaft pulley is garbage, and this belt is garbage. I'm not going to use that alternator or that power steering pump. So, but it's kind of interesting to me that sometimes you get cars from the junkyard that are like that other one that's just a block and a crankshaft and nothing else. And this one has a lot more stuff on it, as opposed to what the other one had. This one even has pistons in it, and there's a crankshaft cap there. Are there any rod caps on it? No. I'll hope that we can repair that one. Let's get these, because I know I only need, I need 4 of these. So let's get these things built out, and we can junk the old ones. And while that's doing, we can get the bushings cleaned out of here. That's not how you spell bushing. Only one U, thank you. So that's 16 rubber bushings. While I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and get the clutch stuff, because I need to come over here to grab the clutch pieces. Gonna need to buy pistons and rings too, and spark plugs. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself though. That way just leads to confusion and screwing up, and I don't want to do that. So what do we have for brakes? Oh no, I'm in the wrong thing. So now I can nuke all of this stuff and buy 4 more of each with the ventilated. I got all of those. Alright, so tie rods. And the rack, 4 of each tie rod, 2 racks, sway bar, end link A, and what's the other sway bar? Front sway bar. Okay, cool. I can remember all this stuff. So that was adjective-less front sway bar and 4 sway link A's. We need to get the hubs, and then we'll try to repair what's left because it'll be suspension arms and cross members. And the drive axles, maybe we'll be able to repair those. Oh yeah, let's get rid of the other engine. Didn't even have clutch parts on it because it was just the block. Didn't have a gearbox either. We'll try to repair that. We'll try to repair that gearbox, but I'm going to replace them anyway. Oh, let's look at the wheels. These were, again, the same as the back 18. And those were all 225, 45, 18, just like the back. Go hit the repair table. I think we only successfully repaired one of those cross members. .225, 45, 18. So we got the tire size right, so I can nuke these. Front steering knuckle A. I need to buy 2 of those. Front drive axle C and front axle knuckle cover. There's two of those knuckle covers and 1 drive axle, so that should be everything. Yep. Finished balancing these tires and we're good to go. Oh, I just realized we're not going to be able to put the wheels on. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Because the engine's not in it. So the transmission's not in it, so the drive axles aren't in it. So I won't be able to mount the wheels. But that's okay. Usually this is the situation that I'm in with a rear engine car. Since this is a front engine car with the engine turned sideways. I just forgot to anticipate that that would be the case here. I think I've got everything on here that I can get on it. So, yeah. Now see, that one would let me put the axle on, and I don't want to do that at this point because that would be silly. That needs to come out, and that needs to come out. Oh, there's a starter. There's a starter on it. That means I'm going to have to lower the car. Okay, now I can go back to assembling this stuff. Oh, I didn't even put that on. I kind of got sidetracked over there on the other side. Put this here, and this here. I always like to hook up the because you can, you know, leave the steering knuckle floating in the air like that, and that kind of bothers me. I always like to hook up the tie rods to the steering knuckle so that at least it's attached and it's not just floating in the air. So what do I have in my inventory here? Front drive shaft, this clutch needs to go, that needs to go. I've already bought replacement gearboxes. That gearbox can go. I'll try to repair this and that. Take this engine out. Actually repair it all? No, didn't repair that. Bummer. Okay, so let's, wait, did I have one in my inventory already? I did. I was about to buy 2 of those. Go ahead and buy a second starter because I know I'm going to need it. Alright, so what I want to do here is one of these engines, this one, has more stuff on it. And I want to get in here because this one has more stuff that I need. Whoop, wait a minute. This one has more stuff on it that I can take off and figure out what I'm going to need to buy. The other one being just the block. Since the other one is just a block, I would have to. This way at least I can buy 2 of everything. Figure out what exactly I need to get. Why won't you let me have that? There we go. I don't know why you wouldn't take the roller off first. Release the tension on the belt. Okay, let's pause here. Do I still have an alternator in here? No. I had some excess alternators for some reason, but I managed to use them up. And then I thought maybe I still had one, and that was a I4B pump, right? I think that's what that was. Yep. I4B power steering pump. Let's buy 2 of those. And 2 of these turbos. 2 of those exhaust manifolds. So that can go, and that can go. Might be able to repair the water pump. 2 belt tensioners. And 2 of these cam gears. Might be able to repair the timing cover. A serpentine belt I4B. And we'll just go ahead and buy 2 of each of these. Crankshaft pulley I4. I'll need 2 of them. I have a feeling I'm going to need more than just these 3. Let's see, but those were all roller A, and there were 3 of them, so let's buy 6. And what was the timing I4? Definitely need at least one of these because the other engine didn't have one. And definitely need at least one more water pump. Because, again, the other engine didn't have one. Okay, let's see if we can repair those 2. If I can, I won't have to buy more of them. Alright, perfect. Now I need... Let's see, oil filter I4. Intake manifold I4B. Oh, and it's got those fuel rails too. So two of these and 8 of these. Should go ahead and buy their pistons too, since I know I'm going to need them. And spark plugs even. Almost forgot about spark plugs. Oh look, it has camshaft caps. How lovely is that? This is the one that has timing on the back side of the engine too. Almost forgot. Remember to get this stuff. Come out of there. Camshaft. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 camshaft, 16 cam caps. An I4B camshaft, 4 of those. Timing chain I4B, 2 of them. Two of these covers, because the other engine didn't have one. And then those cam gears, that can go. Cam gear I4B. I assume I am going to need 2 not 4. I'm going to need 2 each of these. Okay, and that engine head now is engine head I4B. And there it is. Why? Oh, that's why. I was like, why is it not coming out? Because there was a spark plug in it. And that means both of these things can go straight into the trash. I bet we won't repair that crankshaft, it's only 6%. The block, however, I4B oil pan. Did I buy oil filters? I think I did, but I may not have. I may just be... No, I didn't. I thought I did, but clearly I did not. So let's see if we can repair these. I actually have 2 blocks and 2 crankshafts in my inventory, or I had. Did I not take the other engine out? No, there's no engine in that one, so I did take it out. I guess, oh, I know why, because it's not separated yet. Crankshaft I4B. Let's install the turbo all by itself out here in the air. Same thing with the fuel filter. I feel like this engine block is really tall. I mean, you see how far the camera goes down to install the rod cap on that piston, on that connecting rod? Just seems like the block is, it must have a long throw on the stroke of the piston. Oh, I remember this one now. The fuel rails are tucked in underneath there. Throttle V6B. Look how shiny it is in there. You see that? It's like... I was going to say it's like it's reflecting everything. It's rippled. The surface is kind of rippled, so it's reflecting everything really bizarrely. At first I thought it was just a mirror, but it's like... That's really kind of... I never really looked at that before. Let's cover that up. I like how you can just like hang the turbo in the air until you get the manifold installed. I have a feeling I'm going to be short a roller at some point in this process, and I know I don't have an engine cover, and I bet it takes coils too. Almost certainly takes coils. Well, it has to, because I haven't used a ignition distributor, so that means I need to buy coils and I need to buy the engine head cover. So engine head cover I4B and 8 coils. Since I'm in this store, I'll get that. Oh wait, I'm already on the I4B page. 2 of those. I think that's done. Yeah. It doesn't have a coil cover or anything to go on top of it, so I think it's good to go. I'll take this one off and then stick this one on. Let's see if we can repair this block. Yep. But I don't... no. I don't think I have a damn it. I don't think I have a crankshaft for it. Oh, I do. This is another one of those ones I would like to have a transparent version of the engine so that you could assemble it and then, you know, set it in motion so you could see the pistons moving and the crankshaft turning. think that would be really interesting, because once you seal it up, you don't see it anymore. I was afraid I was going to end up being short a roller there, but I guess I had exactly the right amount. I think I do have an excess roller in my inventory, but I think it's a B. And everything this engine took was roller A. This is another one where the engine head cover looks like it's made of plastic. I mean, that the light gray of the engine head cover compared to like this color of the timing cover, or even the engine head, just looks like you're covering it with plastic, and that's just kind of, you know, that'd be terrible if it was same thing with the timing cover on the front. It looks like gray plastic, and that would be just ridiculous if it wasn't metal. That's not what I meant to do. Darn it, come back here. I didn't strictly need to open the hood, but why not? Alright, so first thing, as usual, we put oil in the engine. And I'm going to leave the hood up because it's going to have to go up to install the transmission and the drive axles and everything else, but it will have to come back down to install the starter. And there's an exhaust piece that I don't have too that needs to go on these still. Yeah, front exhaust section B. What are you missing? Oh. I was like... I was expecting that to pop up. It's like, what isn't there? Ah, the sway link. It would be such a pain in the butt installing that thing in a car in real life like that. God, could you imagine? You'd have to have arms like Plastic Man. %. That one's done. Okay, cool. Oh, I was hung up on the lift. Get the starter in, and then this one should be also finished. %, across the board. And look at that, it's $122,000. That right there is the kind of thing I live for. Let's see what kind of power settings we can get out of this. $279 horsepower. I would say we should get over 500, I would imagine. That may be overly optimistic, though, now that I think about it. 444, yeah. It just occurred to me that 250 doubled would be 500, and this is only 275, 279. So it would be a lot. That would be darn near like doubling it to get to 500. 444, though, is excellent for a little four-banger like this. Go over there. I'm going to dyno both of them because I want to make sure that they're both the same. Target is 444. Exactly. Perfect. I want to see if I can... I wonder what would happen if I... No, that's not really what I've been looking for. What happens if I... No. I'd like to get... No. Come back here. That's bright, but it's not... really the... I hate fooling with the color levers on the color sliders on this thing is sometimes an exercise in frustration because it's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to achieve the kind of color that I am envisioning in my head. You know what? Let's do something like, because I don't want them both to be. I don't want them both to be blue like that. I want one of them to be something else. Something like that. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. So it's not they're not just cookie cuttered out of the same out of the same mold, you know. I do like these wheels better than the ones that they came with. And this is one of the lit mods, which are usually, and the guy does a good job. These things are nicely modeled inside. It looks like it's I can't tell if that looks like an automatic transmission to me. I can't see yeah, there's no clutch pedal, so that's an automatic transmission. I've never sat in one of these cars for real, so I don't know what they look like. Hell, I don't think I've even seen one in real life in quite a while. Well, let's go drive one of them and see what we get. Let's eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Drive that one. Okay, here we are. There she is. It's too bad there's no livery, some stripes or something. Maybe like the one with the British flag on the hood with the forest green. I think I've seen that. Like, wasn't that like in Austin Powers or something? I don't remember. But let's see what this car is capable of. It's tracking really straight. Yeah, it's like not drifting at all. Are we really up over 160 miles an hour? 170? Are you kidding? I wouldn't have expected that at all. It is a light little car though, with 444 horsepower, so I guess it would be fast, but man, I've built muscle cars that weren't as fast as that. Alright, cool. Let's go back. Okay, cool. And these are like 120 grand? Yeah, 100. These are the same too. Mileage is 7,100, 102 and 20, and 102 and 20. Mileage of 2,200. So these cars like barely drove anywhere before they ended up in the junkyard. That's crazy. Well, these are ones that in my head are going to be out in my showroom for cars that I built, since I don't necessarily have buyers lined up for them. Let's go ahead and get them out the door. 123,000 for that one. And 123,000 for that one. So they're essentially the same car. That's 250 grand for that evening's work. It strikes me as a excellent way of spending my time. So later on I will finish up the 928 and then we'll do it all again. Go back to the junkyard and try to find something else. So this one kind of ran long, and hopefully you made it this far. If you did, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you again for our next junkyard adventure. So on that note, bye for now.